Long before we scrolled Pinterest for inspiration or Instagram for the latest trends, some of us walked to the local newsstand to pick up copies of our favorite fashion magazines. And some of us still do. Welcome to the Magazine Edit. All right, today we have a nice little Spanish fashion magazine haul. I've picked up the latest edition of Telva. This is the February edition, and I'm really excited because this has 81 photos from the history of Spanish fashion. So there's some really good photos and history inspiration from there. And then we have, which is normally one of my favorite Spanish fashion magazines, aptly called Fashion by the Hola group. That same group of magazines, they do a ton. They do like a cooking one. They do a home edition. They also do a bridal edition. And I love scoping out the bridal magazines for colors and inspiration. I don't know if we're going to get to this one today, but we will do a nice little deep dive into fashion. One of the things I love about Spanish fashion magazines that I haven't seen before in the States are they do these little mini guys. So this is a regular size, and then we have the minis. They're several dollars cheaper than the full size. And so we're going to be taking a look at L. L used to be, like, in all of history, my favorite fashion magazine for their fashion spreads, their fashion editorials, mostly because when Caitlin Fear was fashion director, she just created some of the most beautiful fashion spreads. It's never really been the same since, but I still do have a soft spot for L. So we're going to start by taking a look at Telva. So they're doing gray on the cover. Let's take a quick look at the ads. We have Louis Vuitton, Bulgari, Guess. Guess is really big in Spain. The first ad that I really love, though, is this Fendi. I love this soft velour, the pink, and just the overall femininity of the look. This look we're going to see several times throughout the magazines. It's a Michael Kors, so it's definitely something that they wanted to get out there. Love this font, the kind of open font. And let's move into some of the editorials. So this one, kind of with a menswear direction. I love this shirt. I love the detailing along the front without any buttons. It's just such a clean placket, and the menswear stripe. Also kind of interesting that her, this is like a dress or a skirt slash pant combo. I don't know that I would ever actually wear that, but I appreciate the creativity. More men's suiting. So this look was all by Bottega Veneta. This look is all by Frankie Shop. We love Frankie Shop. And more kind of this oversized look, oversized menswear look. Now, I do love these sections, and we're going to see these in other magazines as well, kind of giving us an overview of the trends from the runway. So the first one is sorbet, kind of the color sorbet. Nothing really standing out here specifically, but I do love the color palette. And then we have Pilates core, so a little bit different from ballet core. Here they're showing that Fendi jacket again that was in the ad. Nothing really standing out until we get to the romantic. Maybe I am a romantic at heart, but I love this Jill Sander. Look at those sleeves. I love that look. I love the lace. This is a Chloe look. Love like the yellow and how this lace is on every tier. This is a Zimmerman look. I love kind of this almost like large smocking at the waist. Look at that hat. I love Philip Lim. So I definitely am gravitating towards this romantic trend. I think a lot of these are really easy to integrate into different sewing projects. Feathers and logoed t-shirts. And then this is kind of like a play on contrast. So beaded gown with a sport coat kind of a thing, more of a styling technique, I think we could pull in. I love this horse shirt. It's like a t-shirt and it's almost like stenciled with a horse. It's so cool. Lots of brown. So now let's get into some of the editorials, fashion editorials. So this skirt I'm seeing a lot and it's by Prada. Interesting design. This is an interesting bustier. It's hard to see because it's black, but it has layers of these kind of 3D flowers, which is something that I'm seeing quite a bit, is that 3D flower. This was the cover look. This is Isabel Marant. I like kind of this tie-dye-ish print with this braiding detail. That would be something really interesting to try one day. Miu Miu, Loro Piana. And then this is a Chloe look. I'm really loving the Chloe. Look at that print. I love the print. It reminds me of kind of this like Laura Ashley from the 90s, 80s, 90s kind of a thing. Love. And then Fendi, this is Giorgio Armani. Fendi showing the sheer. I'm happy that sheer is hanging on for another season. I do kind of like it. I love this eggplant color in general. This is Hermes. Love, love. If I could find a fabric in this eggplant color, I would snap it up. Again, kind of this 3D flower thing. I'm really interested to see what we could do with some 3D flowers. Denim on denim again. We've seen a lot of that. These, I mean, this is obviously styling, but I'm interested in this fabric. It almost looks like lace work or kind of this frayed look. I do really like it. This is by Adolfo Dominguez, Spanish designer. Okay, and here we get into their kind of the historic photos. This one, I mean, I don't think the color is really showing up on camera. Maybe. Yes, look at that fabulous green and the shaping and the belt and the buttons and the collar and the styling. I absolutely love it. If I could find fabric in this green, oh, I would be so happy. So happy. I also really love this, the sleeves on this. I wonder if maybe, yes, you can see it better on this camera. Bows on the shoulders. I mean, this is just stunning. This is from 2021. This is a really new look. So these are some of the photos from Spanish fashion, they're saying. Look at this pink. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. I love these lines. This is from 1971. I mean, look at that design. It's so cool. The old car behind, absolutely so interesting. And this is from 2011. It's very early 2000s. Really interesting. A few more photos. Nothing like crazy interesting from there. And then we get into, they do a little spread on Zaragoza. Have you been to Zaragoza? I have not been yet. But this article is just talking about some of the restaurants and monuments and also some of the stores. It looks really interesting for fashion brands located there. So a really interesting article on that. And then we have something, we have a little interview of a house in Milan, which is, of course, gorgeous. Absolutely stunning, as we would expect. And they wrap it up with a little bit of cooking. and that is Telva. Now let's move on to fashion. Okay, so normally fashion is one of my favorite magazines. This month, I have to say it's a little bit disappointing, but we're gonna go through some of my highlights. So we've got all the ads, nothing really standing out. Here they do their own take on kind of the large fashion trends. Here they're saying brown and blue as a color combination is kind of a trend, which I do love. I love the brown, which is the color of the year, with back to denim. They're also showing romantic. So I think these romantic looks are definitely going to be in for spring. I'm here for it. And then they do 3D flowers. We have got to try a 3D floral project. I am into it. I'm loving it. I want to do something with 3D flowers. So let's see. Then kind of moving on. What did I see here? I love this idea of doing a little bit of embroidery on the lapel of a jacket. I just think that that's so beautiful, and what a beautiful way to do a little bit of embroidery, especially if it's embroidered by hand. Just gorgeous. And then they're showing some of this like teddy coating, which I like teddy fabric, kind of the fur effect, and then more fur. And then as we get into the editorials, again, not super, super impressed with the editorials. I find them just ever so slightly boring this month, but I do love this blouse. So the sleeves are very similar to that of my Manhattan top pattern, which is one of my free patterns. So it has the pleats at the neck, but I love the long sleeve of this with the collar and the placket. So it's like a traditional man's shirt within these like beautiful, voluminous sleeves. Gorgeous, gorgeous. This one is by Nina Ricci. Gorgeous. And I love the photography as well. Kind of in front of it looks like a local, cocktail bar. It's very chic. Her ring, her nails, the jewelry. I'm here for this one. And then this dress, very cool with the bows on the side. I have seen this dress in some version or another on Pinterest, so it's nothing new. She does look a bit cold, I would say. So I love the dress, not really loving the styling necessarily. And again, just, interesting looks, but kind of boring. This for me just is not fitting correctly. I love the idea of the A-line, but this one just for me, it's by Marnie. So it definitely is kind of a Marnie look, but it's just not really doing it for me. Lots and lots of brown, that Michael Kors look again. Lots of brown. For me, just, I don't know, a little bit boring. This is an example of that 3D floral. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. You can see here. So the dress has these 3D florals kind of coming off of it. An interesting idea. And the rest is kind of boring in this spread. I mean, a white silk top and black pants. She's not wearing shoes. It's kind of just boring. I hate to say it because normally I do love their fashion spreads, but this just, the tulle, very, very pretty. And yeah, this dress I do love, and I think this is an interesting detail that could be done with a rolled hem on the serger, maybe on a skirt or some detailing that could be really interesting to do on the serger. This one kind of flows all the way down. This one is by Corsicana, which I think is a Spanish brand. Doing a belted blazer, plaids, lots of brown. Of this oversized. I do love the shaping of this little red dress. Look at the hips of that. It's very pretty. So that pretty much sums up the fashion magazine. A little bit disappointing, a little boring. I like fashion editorials to be a little bit more on edge, a little bit more exciting. It's a little safe this month, but we won't hold it against them. Next on, let's take a peek at Elle. So we're going in with low expectations because we already know that Caitlin Fear, those days are over. So this is one of the first magazines we see with a Chanel ad and a Dior ad. This is the first Dior ad we've seen. Interesting. Here's another version of the Fendi. I'm not literally loving that one so much. So let's skip to doing a lot of ski, kind of these ski looks. This is an interesting idea, kind of a woven puffer. I think that could be something really interesting to try with fabric. And let's skip to our first jewelry. So they're showing a lot of these stacked bangles. I do love the photography of this spread. I think it is very Elle. Showing a lot of jewelry. I don't love really any of this jewelry. I hate to say it. And then let's go. We have the cover story, which is not exactly all that exciting. Nothing really. We have Demi Moore, who looks fabulous. But again, I'm not really finding anything exciting at all, really. I do love this bathing suit. I love the Chanel jacket and the pearl trim. I think that that is really gorgeous, and it could be something quite easy to recreate by hand on a tweed type of jacket. Let me just get... Okay, so I'm bringing us a little bit forward to the next editorials. So here we are doing knitwear. So they're doing a big knitwear focus. This is interesting along the collar, a little bit of beading, kind of fun. Even doing embroidery or machine embroidery of some sort. Seeing a lot of fringe, and I'm kind of here for it. I do love it. And I think that fringe is something that could be kind of easy to find in secondhand market or thrift shop, something like that. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous trench. Max Mara, very pretty. Here, kind of this almost like a flapper style. I love this sheer blouse. I think it's gorgeous with a little black cami underneath. I think would be just gorgeous. I also love the styling with her necklace outside of the blouse. My grandmother used to wear turtlenecks with a necklace on the outside, and I do think it's quite chic. So nothing groundbreaking here. They do a little story on Vienna, which is kind of fun. So that pretty much sums up Elle. Not going into it with too much expectations, but there is a bit of inspiration there. Now let's take a quick perusal of Woman. So again, we've got the big old Louis Vuitton ad. We've got Dior, Bulgari, and Fendi. No Chanel in this one. I think I have us starting in the spreads here. So they did this whole spread on like after the ski, après ski, but they've done it in the city, which is a little odd of a juxtaposition for me. It's a lot of knitwear, really not honestly seeing too much inspiration here. And then they do a full Louis Vuitton. Obviously, they're an advertiser, but I did want to point out this bustier camisole peplum top. It's absolutely gorgeous. The fit is sublime. I love the black trim and I love the button detail. Isn't it fabulous? Obviously by Louis Vuitton, since this is their paid for editorial, obviously. They get into some trends, some of the same ones we saw at Ballet Corps, men's blazers, white t-shirt, groundbreaking. They do show some of the fringe denim, blue lingerie. So yeah, some interesting looks on the trends. This is stunning. Love the colors and the art direction with that. Very cool. This is a gorgeous photograph. This was from 2018, Amber Valletta in New York. It's very Breakfast at Tiffany's kind of look. So we may have an extra second. Let's take a look at Novias because there are some interesting things that I saw just kind of perusing through. Rosa Clara is one of the biggest Valencia-based or Spain, but they are based in Valencia, but they're one of the biggest Spanish gown. Everyone gets their gown from there. But I want to go into, gorgeous. I want to go into some of the wedding guest. So let's flip ahead. Oh, Olivia Palermo and her big 10-year wedding. Let's see. I want to, oh, the puffs. Gorgeous. This is so sweet. Look at that collar. Oh, that would be so beautiful for every day. I love the collar. So I really want gorgeous lace. They are interesting. Here we go. This is what I wanted to get to. So some of the special occasion, look at how gorgeous this look is. Is that not fabulous? The hat, the earrings, the lighting, the dress, the shaping. It's really fabulous. This is by Isabel Sanchez, so probably Spanish. Balmain, absolutely fantastic. This one, Balmain, also really interesting. Also the headpiece, really gorgeous. I don't know, recreating, but it's certainly gorgeous to look at. I love these sleeves and the sheerness of that fabric in like a beautiful cotton lawn or silk, maybe silk dupioni kind of a thing. Just a gorgeous shape of a blouse. And I love this hat. Really, really pretty. Look at this bow. Oh my goodness. Wow. That is really fantastic. That is Natalia Gomez, probably a local Spanish designer. Look at this hat. I mean, is this kind of ridiculous? I don't know. I don't think I'd wear it. I appreciate it, but it's a little ridiculous. So that pretty much sums up some of the guest looks, and then they get more into the brides and the different weddings and such, and that pretty much sums up our novias. So I hope you enjoyed this perusal through some fashion magazines and through the inspiration. I hope you feel inspired as I do. And if you did enjoy this video, please drop a like below and leave me a comment. What was your favorite look? What was your favorite idea? Do you like these episodes? Should I do them again every month? Let me know below. I'll look forward to your comments and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.